Hello everyone, my name is Asyrafchazz and welcome back to yet another One Piece card game video. And in this video, we're gonna talk about the new super rare Big Mom card that's just been revealed for OP-03. It is an extremely strong card, but I want to talk about the situations where you would play Big Mom super rare and a situation that when you play Big Mom super rare it might not be as good as you think. But that's just a very niche point, but I thought I would share this with you guys. But first, let's talk about the card itself because it is bonkers strong. The super rare for Charlotte Linlin from OP-03 is going to be one of those cards that's definitely going to shake up the meta game moving forward. So I'm really excited to see what other strong tools that Yellow might potentially have in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribing if you want to keep up to date with more One Piece card game content. But without further ado, let's take a look at this insane super rare of Charlotte Linlin Big Mom. Alright, so Charlotte Linlin, our super rare, one of the super rares for the upcoming OP-03 set. She's a 10 cost, 12,000 power character card with these special attributes. So, you know, same stat line as the super rare Kaido from OP-01. I guess for Yonkos of this level, this is the kind of stat line we should be expecting. Part of the 4 Emperors and Big Mom Pirate, so that's pretty cool. And her ability, and this is a bit of a doozy, on play, if your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck at the top or bottom of your life. Then trash up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life. So essentially, it takes that Soul Focus or the super rare from the Big Mom starter deck, the 2 options that were given in those cards, they're combining it together and putting it on an on-play effect for this 10 cost Big Mom super rare. It is an extremely strong ability, don't get me wrong, it's extremely powerful. It's a perfect life swing that's gonna put you ahead and put your opponent slightly behind as well. So here are the scenarios where I think that this card's gonna be good, and there's 3 main ones, essentially, just like talking in generics. The first one is if you're already winning, if you have a higher life count than your opponent, if you have a strong presence on your side of the field with a bunch of characters, your opponent has maybe like 1 or 2 that's not as strong or as powerful as it seems, or it doesn't really impact the board or the state of the game, then when you drop this Charlotte Linlin Big Mom down, you are going to be way ahead, because not only is your opponent down another life, you gain a life of your own, and they have this Big Mom to deal with. So it's a very strong card. Second situation is if you and your opponent are kind of equal. If you guys are equal, and let's say in material, if the characters that you have on each side of the field is sort of like around the same, you know, maybe like the same amount of numbers, same amount of power level, and your life is the same, when you drop down this card, it's going to change the tide a little bit. It's going to put you slightly ahead. You're going to be up 1 life, he's going to be down 1 life, and your opponent still has this Big Mom to deal with. The third situation is if you are a little bit behind. Okay, you have a slightly lower life count than your opponent's leading in the head of life. Maybe he has more characters on your side of the field, and you have, you know, maybe 1 or 2 that's not really as good. If you play this Big Mom down, you are at least going into a more even state of gameplay. Maybe you are going up to the same number of life when your opponent has lost his life, and then your opponent still has this Big Mom to deal with. So it's a really strong card in those type of situations, because it will get you to a point where you may be equal to your opponent or definitely ahead of your opponent. So there you go. With just 1 card, you can change the tides of the game just like that, and it's such a powerful effect. But I do want to give my 2 cents about it in situations that this card might not be that good of a play, because there have been kind of conversations around saying that, oh, it's a little bit of a power creep, and that's kind of normal with TCGs. Every set has to have better cards, because if not, there is no progress. You know, you always have to go, you always have to get better and better, right? So with Charlotte Linlin, this is a prime example of cards that are getting a little bit strong, and it plays into Yellow's effect as well. But if you are in a situation where you are at 0 to 1 life and you have 0 cards on the side of the field, and your opponent has a full board of 5, and your opponent's life is pretty safe, maybe at 3 or 4 life, and there's a whole stack of cards, and you probably only got 1 or 2 cards in your hand. If you top deck Big Mom in that situation and you play it, will it really change things? I mean, yes, you are recovering 1 life, but if your opponent just has like, okay, 5k, maybe like 7, 10, then no matter what, like that would just be a play that you can make, but you can still lose from it. There are definitely ways that you can still lose from playing Big Mom, and it's that situation where you are too far behind. So Big Mom isn't going to magically change or save the day for you. You have to kind of understand that there are moments that this card will be absolutely insane, great, and exactly what you need, but there may be also moments that this card may not make a big of an impact that you would think. So you have to kind of weigh the cons, the pros and cons. But if you're running like yellow, you definitely should play this card. At least 3 copies of it in your deck. It's not as, it doesn't affect the board in a way. It affects the state of the life. But sometimes you want things to affect the board. That is why, like, situationally, 10 cost Kaido is definitely a really great card to kind of just, reset the board, and you have a 12k beater just there at the cost of, like, all your dawns. But for Big Mom, you don't have that dawn drawback, but it just affects the life. So that's something you have to kind of weigh into the pros and cons of this card. It is a strong card for sure, but it is not broken. That's what I want to reiterate. It is a strong card, but it is not insanely broken. So you don't have to worry about, like, oh, I'm like the game's getting to that power creep level. No, it's not there yet. I don't think it's there yet. But still, I think Big Mom will cause a significant impact in the metagame moving forward. Gonna be one of those threats that are very difficult to deal with, so you gotta pay that into consideration when we're going into the OP-03 metagame. But the best thing about it is it makes Roundtable a little bit better now. Yes, I am a fan of Roundtable in OP-01 Red, and you know what, more targets for Roundtable means like more fun for me. So there you go. Well, there you go. Just really wanted to talk about this super rare Big Mom. I think it's an extremely strong card, and I can't wait to see the alternate art on this. I don't know whether we've seen it yet. I don't think so as the time of this recording. Once the alternate art comes out, go and take a look, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be an insane artwork, though this artwork currently on the card is pretty boss as well. Well, there you go. Big Mom. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this Big Mom super rare. Is it something that you are scared to face off in the future? Is it something that will potentially ruin the game for us? I don't think so personally, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, that's it for me for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.